I mean, it was pretty funny. Jon Stewart had an absolute blast with it on The Daily Show. But the reality is that it's actually based in a philosophy, in an approach called kid-event. So let's take a look at what Rumsfeld said here. As we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know. There are also, we also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are things we do not know. There's a lot of things I don't know. But there are also unknowns. Has anybody ever worked on a project with unknown unknowns? You didn't know what you didn't know? Yeah, I've been there. I'm actually headed there right now. Just a 7 upgrade. I'm going to figure it out, guys. Don't worry about it. But yeah, actually, there's unfortunately a great team working on that. And, it's in more of the known category now. So, Cunefin is spelled kind of funky like my name, which maybe that's why I like this topic so much. Cunefin has origins that go back to the 90s and early 2000s, which is kind of why you hear Rumsfeld talking about this. This was something that the Bush administration really bought into. It was developed by Dave Snowden and Cynthia Kurtz in the late 1990s, early 2000s. And it's really based, the word itself, which I don't know, I have a tough time tying this to the actual concept, but the word describes the relationship between a community and its shared history, enabling it to adapt instinctively and intuitively to conditions of profound uncertainty. And I'm reading that verbatim because I can't remember it. But really what's important about that is the adaptation. The adaptation. And the way it's used, the way Snowden and Kurtz defined it, is they use it as a decision-making or sense-making framework. And when I say sense-making, I don't mean like your 5 senses. I mean making sense of something. How do you make sense of a problem? So the Cunefin approach is really about problem solving. And we have a tendency, when a problem hits us, to do what? When you get a problem, what's the first thing you do? Start trying to solve it. Right. Boom, I'm going to jump in. What Cunefin says is, look, before you leap in and start solving that problem, maybe you want to think about what you know about the problem. So as we kind of go through this, there's these 5 domains. And the handout I've given you, because I know these are going to be kind of hard to see, especially for people in the back of the room. The handout I've given you has this on it. There's 5 domains. They start down here in the lower right-hand corner. You go counterclockwise. Starting with obvious, then complicated, then complex, then chaos. The 5th domain, disorder, we're not going to talk about today. That's more of an advanced Cunefin concept. So I don't want to talk about that today. But what you heard Rumsfeld talking about was in here. Known knowns, known unknowns, unknown knowns. I got that backwards. And then unknown unknowns. Okay? What do we know about a problem before we leap in and solve it? So we're going to go into those in more detail during the exercise. But I don't really want to delay. But the Legos all handed out. Everybody have a pile of Legos for their team? Yeah. So right. So let's get together in teams of about 5 or 6. Maybe do a little bit more. Get together in teams of about 5 or 6. Teresa's going to hand you a bag of Legos, and we'll get started right into this, so that we can learn to understand John Rumsfeld. It's okay if your team is a little bit bigger than 5 or 6. Just try and split up. We've got one back left. It only takes me 2.5 hours to resort these after we're done with them, so. As I found out late last night. Okay, guys. So here's the first exercise. What I want you to do is sort the bricks into colors as quickly as possible. Create one heap for all of the special pieces. Your team decides what constitutes the special piece. As quickly as possible, 5 minutes, but as quickly as possible, sort them all into separate colors. Create one heap for all special pieces. They're still working. Anybody still sorting? Everybody done? All right. So turn your attention back up here real quick. Let me ask you a question. How much time did you spend planning? How much time did you guys spend planning? 2 seconds. 0. Anybody spend more than a minute planning this out? Okay. How was communication? Were you talking to each other? What required the most communication? Special pieces. What I meant. Somebody said something else, but I didn't quite hear it. What was it? I said who had what color. Who had what color? Oh, you were working on. Okay. Good. Who was the leader on your team? Was there a clear leader? Anybody have one person who led? One person raised their hand. Yeah, it was me. That's my call. So, what we see here is this falls into the obvious category. You guys look at your sheets again. I know it can be hard to see up here, especially because of the yellow and the green that's up there. But obvious, when we have something that's obvious, it's simple, it's a problem we've encountered before, we know how to fix it. It's common. We know how to sort Legos by color because we were trained to do it when we were young. This would be something like a data entry error in our system. Somebody's entered the wrong data, they've called in, they've asked for help, and we know how to fix it because we've done it before. We tell them how to correct their data, and they fix it. I can't enter my phone number. Well, you need in parentheses. Okay? When we have an obvious problem, what we're doing is we are sensing the problem, we're defining the problem clearly, then we categorize it, decide which process to use to fix the problem, and then we fix the problem, right? It's easy. What's the problem? Sort them into colors. How are we going to fix it? We know. We've done it before. We jump in and we fix it. Make sense? Obvious problems. All right, are you guys ready for another exercise? Was that fun? We didn't get the ability to get there. All right. Exercise 2. Known unknowns. These are the things we know we do not know. All right, 5 minutes. The challenge is build a structure as quickly as possible according to the following rules. 1, it has to be at least 20 bricks high. 2, it has to have a regular color pattern. And 3, each new block that you add to the structure can't be bigger than the block below it. The structure has to get smaller as it grows. Alright? Here are your rules. Build the structure as quickly as possible according to the following rules. 20 bricks high, regular color pattern. Every new block you add to the structure must be smaller than the block below it. 5 minutes. Progress, it looks like. pieces high, regular color pattern. Every new block you add can't be bigger than the block below it. For 30 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hands down. Before we go on and finish it, I want to see what you guys built. So, have someone on your team just stand up and show me what you built. Yeah. Big group. Okay. How about you guys? All right. Look at that one. That one is tall and skinny. Nicely done. Excuse me. You want to hold yours up real quick, guys? Are you afraid to hold it up? Who's afraid to hold it up? All right. Nicely done. I just want everyone to kind of get a chance to see what their neighbors built. Have one. Nicely done. That looks like the Sears Tower. Really well done. I'm from Chicago, so I still call it the Sears Tower. Excuse me. It looks a little short. They're thinking out of the box. Nice done. That one also looks a little bit like the Sears Tower. Okay, so I have to run back here to advance the slide. Sorry. Some questions for you. What felt different about this compared to the simple problem, to the obvious problem?
More communication was required.
A lot more communication, yeah.
More rules to follow.
Well, yeah. Yeah. The rules were certainly more complicated, right? How much time did you guys spend in planning? How much time did you guys spend planning? Most of it? Did anybody jump right in and start building straight out? Yeah, that's kind of the Asble approach, right? Let's just build some. See how it looks? Oh, it's crap. Let's restart it. How was communication? A lot more communication required, right? Did anybody have a clear leader on their team? Did anybody have somebody say, this is the direction we're going? I love when I get a group where one person's saying yeah, and the other person's saying no. Okay, so I think we have one group maybe that can everybody get 20 blocks. How about the color pattern?
Yeah,
Which is interesting since it was the second rule. How many got the size restriction? Did you find yourselves focusing more on the size restriction than the color pattern? The color pattern is challenging. What's that? That's a great one. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, because some are flat, that bigger or smaller than the one that's tall. And I didn't really give you a lot of help, did I? So that was intentional. So this is an example of a complicated problem. Again, if you guys are struggling to see, look at your sheets. There's all on those sheets there. This is like a request for a change to a report. I want to add a field or I want to add some data. This is not necessarily something you know intuitively simply from the description. I want to change a report, right? What do you have to do? You have to find out more information. So instead of, like the obvious problem where we're just sensing, categorizing, and then responding. In this example, we're going to sense, we're going to clearly understand the problem. Then we're going to analyze it, we're going to gather some information that we need to follow the plan, and then we'll execute the plan. Now, did anybody in the building of this go through this process? Understand the problem, analyze the problem, execute the plan. Okay? So that's a complicated problem. Again, understanding what kind of problem you have before you launch into it is really important. So, are you guys ready to build some more? Disassemble your building. Assemble your building as quickly as you can. Okay. We're going to get into the realm of unknown knowns. We don't know what the problem is, but we're pretty confident we can solve it. Anybody ever had a project like that? I don't know what the problem is, but I think I can solve it. Okay? Unknown knowns. A complex problem. The challenge is decide in 30 seconds to build either an animal or a vehicle as a team. In 30 seconds, animal or vehicle. After that, we're recording the following rules. Create a regular color pattern. Each color of bricks may only be touched by one person on your team. So decide who's going to handle which colors. You are not allowed to talk after the 30 seconds. After the 30 seconds. Every minute, you'll have to switch the table you're at. You'll take your model with you, but you'll leave the remaining Legos behind. Is that clear? Okay. You'll switch, take your model with you, but leave your remaining Legos behind. Oh yeah, hang on. Before we get too far, let's talk about where we're going to switch. It's going to be kind of clockwise in nature. So these guys here, these guys here, these guys here, here, here. Yep. You guys are there. In the back corner here, you guys will come up to the front table. Front table, you guys will go here. You guys all the way over there.
So make sure you push your chairs in so people can move around a little bit there.
Go ahead and make it easy for people to go around so they're not running into stuff. Okay? All right, so, are you ready to start? We'll have 5 minutes to do this. 30 seconds to decide animal or vehicle and figure out who's going to handle which colors. Then create a regular color pattern. Each color of bricks may only be touched by one person. You are not allowed to talk. Every minute you must switch tables. Ready, go. 30 seconds to talk.
When we do this, we're going to
all right, talking's done. Time to build. 1 minute. Talking's done. I hear talking. Thirty seconds. No talk. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch tables, please. Take your model with you. Take your model with you. 30 seconds. No whispering. I hear whispering. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Okay, 1 minute. Thirty seconds left. Fifteen seconds. You'll stay where you're at this time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Stay where you're at. Stay where you're at. So that was 5 minutes. Did it go by fast for anybody? So before we go through the questions, let's hold up your models. I want to see what everyone builds. Somebody hold it up. Tell me what you built. A car. David Jigger, what do you guys got back there?
It's a flying car.
A flying car. That's only because Chris wants to throw it against the wall.
Something with wheels.
Something with wheels.
Yeah, some sort of Jeep.
Some sort of Jeep.
It's both.
It's both.
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid.
What you got? Okay. It drives. Car. It fell apart. It has wheels. What do you got? Some sort of flying car. Great. Okay, guys. Go ahead and disassemble while I talk. Disassemble while I talk. I know you've invested so much time into it. Okay, guys. So, what felt different about this compared to the obvious and complicated problems we did before? What was different about this one? Yeah, no communication. It was hard. Yeah. Obviously, how was the communication and stuff? How did you guys talk to each other?
Finger pointing.
A lot of finger pointing. How did you communicate with one another? Anybody use sign language? That's interesting. That's good, John.
I thought you guys raised notes.
You're right. I didn't say that, right? Nice. A written plan. That might be kind of interesting. Okay. So, would it have made a difference if you'd have 5 minutes to talk and plan before you started building?
Yeah.
Do you think it would have made a difference? Instead of 30 seconds?
I think it
I
would have been less.
I'm not sure it would because when you rotated, you didn't know what pieces you were gonna have, you didn't know what colors.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you could overplan it. I've been guilty of that before. Okay, guys, you ready for our next exercise? Oh, wait, before I move on, I better talk about this. So, known unknowns, this to me is kind of like a software development project. You know, or an enterprise-wide system upgrade. Something pretty complicated. Something pretty complex. You need to develop the requirements before you can really develop a plan. So, in this instance, instead of starting with sensing, then analyzing, we've got a probe because we don't really understand what the problem is yet, right? Because you're moving from table to table, you're not sure what that problem is going to be. So we probe, we experiment to find the problem, then we sense, understand the problem, and then we respond. The response being plan out your approach. Try and break the problem down into the less complicated pieces. Okay? All right, last exercise. Ready? Exercise 4, known unknowns, chaos. The challenge is, your task is similar to the last one, 30 seconds to create a building or a robot, building a robot. Then, after you develop your plan, work to the following rules. Create a regular color pattern. Each color brick may only be touched by one person on your team. You are not allowed to talk. Sound familiar? Here's the chaos. Every so often, Teresa or I are going to tap one of your team members on the shoulder and send you to a different team. Okay? All right. Are you ready to start? Ready to start? Okay. Ready, go. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Robot or building? Robot or building? All right, 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay. Everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet. 1 minute starting now. All right. Create a regular color pattern. Each color brick may only be touched by one person. You are not allowed to talk.
Thanks.
Not allowed to talk. Two and a half minutes left.